This episode contains adult themes and adult language. Listener discretion is strongly advised.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bold and Beautiful podcast. I'm your host, Amanda, and I'm here with my lovely co-host, Miss Chelsea.
Hey, B&B fans, hey!
Hi, guys. We're back. I bet you're shocked.
Who would have thought? Not me.
Right? I was even shocked because Chelsea texted me and she was like, okay, we're going to record. And I'm like, oh, I just totally forgot. I'll be honest.
I know, I was a good girl. I watched Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then I went on my trip. And when I got up this morning, I cleaned a lot. I don't know. I was in the zone. And then as my breaky time, I was like, let me watch this real quick because we need to record because the rest of the week is going to be crazy.
I got up and I was like, oh, crap, it's Monday. Because I forgot it was even Monday, honestly. I've been so busy lately doing stuff. There's just a lot going on right now. And so I was like, oh, crap. I was like, oh, sorry. I still have to watch Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, but it's okay. We made it.
Yeah, we're here now. That's all that matters.
Don't worry. We won't be back for like 3 weeks anyway.
Probably. I do have dance class, though, in like an hour and a half. So we don't have a lot of time. But I do want to hear about your trip because I know everybody wants to know.
Actually, it wasn't too crazy. I know you guys all sensed the hesitation before I left, and that was just because they're not my like party friends. They're more my like, oh, do something, get up early and do something, and then be in bed at a reasonable time friends. And yeah, so I didn't rage.
So you didn't do anything crazy this time?
No. We went to Laughlin. We stayed at, our room was really nice. We had a view of like the river, so that was cool. The first night we went to the river, then we went out and hung out in the casino for a bit till everyone got there and went to bed at a reasonable time. Woke up early, went to breakfast, hung out in our cabana. Everyone went back to their room for naps, so me and a couple people were awake, so we went bowling into the arcade. And
oh, that's fun.
Yeah, and then everything was kind of left to Panda to just like, okay, you're taking me to Laughlin. Like, what are we doing? And Panda, yeah.
That explains it.
Panda likes to go with the flow, which means there's no plan.
Right. He's not a plan type of guy.
So no dinner reservation was made, and hey, surprise! At 8:00 on a Saturday, we can't get a table for 6 anywhere. Big surprise! Surprise! Was I surprised? Very.
Shocked.
Yeah. Yeah. So we ate at like the worst buffet I've ever eaten at in my life. Nice. The lady was so rude. I almost stabbed her with a pen. So I guess I did almost go to jail. I did almost go to jail. And then, yeah, the next, everyone kind of went to bed. And so then it was just me and my guy best friend and Panda. This is where it got kind of fun. They were all in bed the rest were in bed by 10. We took the water ferry from one end to the other end, but it was so late at night, you can only take one. And we took it all the way to Harrah's, and oh my gosh. So it's not like Vegas where they're like right next to each other. Like there is some that are right next to each other, and then there's a couple on the end that are actually really far apart. So we took this stupid water thing all the way over there. We couldn't even get out of the parking lot. We had to call an Uber to come and get us out of the parking lot because it was just so...
Wait a minute. Go back.
Okay.
Did you say that again?
Okay, so we were at one end of the riverbank thing, and you can take a water taxi back and forth between like the 6 casinos there are throughout the day, but it ends at a certain time. Well, we took the last one from one end to the other, and we took it all the way to the end. And the Harris Casino is actually kind of far from any other casino anyways, walking, but also it would have taken us a good 5 to 10 minute walk just to get out of the parking lot, because it's actually like lower than street level. So you'd have to go all the way up and then out and then street level. And my boyfriend has high blood pressure. He can't be walking. His feet were swelling. I was just, anyway, so we called an Uber. It took even in a car, it took us 3 minutes to get to the next casino. Okay. Like we could not walk. It was weird. Anyway, and his feet were so swollen. He was telling me it felt like he was walking on jelly. I'm pretty sure he's about to have a heart attack. I don't know.
That's not good.
Yeah, and then we ended up at some other casino, and some country guy was doing a live free performance. So I was like, let's sit the hell down before your feet explode. So we just watched him and had a couple shots, and then, went to bed, and,
So it was just what do you call it when it's not planned? It was just a spontaneous trip.
It was a go with the flow birthday.
Yeah. Very much, huh?
And all my woo party people were not in attendance. So, yeah.
So it was more chill, but at least you had fun, right?
Yes, and I'm not trying to sound like a spoiled, rotten brat. Like, I'm very thankful people wanted to hang out with me. I'm very thankful my boyfriend semi-planned something. I just, I don't know. I went back and I listened to our last episode. We're so funny. You guys should listen to. But anyways, I just said, the best way for me to describe it, I was just missing some key people. And, I can't be the only one just wooing it up like a crazy person when everyone around me is like, yeah, chill.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. Because, everyone has different friends that they hang out with for different reasons. Of course, you have the friends that you party with, but then you also have friends that you, go to brunch with. There's different,
Yeah, me and Mel and Sarah, we're going to hop in a car, we're going to drive to San Diego, and we're going to get so drunk we get a hotel for the night. Don't worry about us, we got this. When I hang out with, Steph and my friend Meow, it's we go to Steph's house and we make a charcuterie board and we talk about our plans.
Yeah.
And I love them all. And I need them all in my life. But it's for certain things, you need certain ingredients. And
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I felt like hot sauce in mashed potatoes.
But I'm glad.
Can be good. I mean, hot sauce and mashed potatoes can be good, but it's better on a taco. But I love my friends. Thank you for coming. Glad everyone had a good time. And I'm off for the next 2 days, and so is Mel. So don't worry, guys. I will rage for my birthday. It is going to happen. That story will come next week.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yes.
This will be good.
The Woo girls are back together and ready to rage. Because I'm telling you guys, I didn't even throw up. I didn't even get nauseous. I woke up. I didn't even need an ibuprofen. That's how little.
A hangover.
I didn't even have a hangover. Super soft old lady birthday is what I'm calling it. I'm like, you took me to the place where all the old people go because Vegas is too wild for them. That is where my boyfriend took me. I'm like, this is my last birthday of my 30s. This is the last birthday of my youth. And you took me to a retirement village with people who go to bed by 10 p.m. Oh my God.
But I'm still glad you got to go out of town for your birthday, though.
Yes, that part. The water.
I seldom get to do that for my birthday.
The water was beautiful. So clear you could see the fish in the water because we would be walking along the river thing and you could see giant carp just chilling in the water. The water was so clear. It was really beautiful. That's cool. Yeah, that part was cool. But so super soft old lady birthday, but don't worry, your girl will rage the rest of the week. And that's why we need to record right now, so I have time.
Right? All right.
So, yeah.
we've got to get started because I have to go to class. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So, enough with the chit chat.
On to the recap. Monday, May 16th.
My bad. I'm the one who said let's go, and I'm not even ready. Okay. Sorry. The show opens at Steffi's, and Sheila is declaring, she's yelling, basically, that she is not going to prison for an accident. And you know what? She made Ridge really mad because she keeps saying, oh, it was an accident. Yeah, but you were really going to shoot Steffi. Like, that wasn't an accident. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she keeps forgetting that her excuse of, I didn't want to shoot Finn, I wasn't meant for him, like, that still isn't a good excuse. Because that just means you wanted to kill Steffi. She's not denying that. She's like, oh yeah, I totally wanted to kill Steffi. That's why I also shot at her again after I shot Finn. But like, really, it was all meant for her. So you should leave the whole Finn part out of it. It doesn't, no.
I know, she was blowing my mind because she keeps saying it like that. And it's like, you do know that you still were trying to kill Steffi, right? She's like, no jury will, and Ridge got really mad.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Like, she even when at one point she was like, Finn would forgive me. He would understand. He would have compassion. Like, no, I don't think so.
No, not at all.
I think if you would have succeeded and would have shot Steffi, like, he wouldn't have just been like, oh, Steffi's dead, then yeah, you can totally be my mom now. Like, no,
yeah,
I don't think that's how it would have went.
No, not at all. Meanwhile, at Brooks, Deacon has left already, and Hope and Brooke are talking. And that's when Brooke is telling Hope, I don't know what your dad's thinking, but there's no way that Ridge will ever accept Sheila.
Yeah, they were kind of like, instead of it doing what they normally do, which is one group of people is like something's happening and the other group is saying exactly the opposite should be happening, like they were actually narrating it. Like Brooke would be like, nope, he's never going to forgive you. Then it flashed to Ridge, we're never going to forgive you.
Yeah, it was funny. And of course, Brooke still feels guilty about what happened and about what she did. And then Sheila just completely loses it. She says that the Forresters are cruel because they invited her there to trick her, right?
Oh, yeah.
And she tells Steffi that it's really her fault. She's the one who should feel bad.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Ridge is like, shut up.
Oh, yeah. At one point, he, like, lunges at her. And Taylor's like, no, she isn't worth it. Yeah. Don't do it. But then Taylor kind of stood up for herself, too, because Sheila started getting desperate. She started to spiral a little bit. And I was making Panda watch again. So, of course, he was like, where's the gun? Where's the gun? Where's the gun? I'm like, I see that giant purse on the couch right there. Like, I was watching it. But Sheila turns to Taylor at one point, and Taylor's like, don't look at me like I'm your friend.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, finally. Finally.
Yeah. And they're all like, oh, you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison. And then, you know what? I have to say this, okay? Chelsea was right. She said, what are they thinking? They should have Baker in another room waiting. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Well, guess what? They did.
Yeah, Sheila, at this point, I thought Sheila was diving for the bag because she spins around and she runs that way. She runs in between the couch and the coffee table, but she goes for the front door. Boom, cop number one. What? You called the cops? No! Runs through the kitchen, goes for the sliding glass door. Boom, cop number two. Boom, Baker comes out of the side, I guess, bathroom, I don't know. Next to the fridge door, comes out.
It comes out of the sliding glass door, right?
No, that's where the other cop was.
That's
and
right.
then Baker came from inside the house.
Yeah, there's a door. There's a mysterious door in the kitchen. We don't know where that goes.
And laundry room, bathroom, I don't know. Anyway, so Baker comes out of there. I was like, ooh, Baker lost weight.
Yeah,
looking
he did.
Good, Baker. Looking good.
Yeah.
And then, they snatch up Sheila.
Yeah, and she's fighting him.
Yep.
And she's like, no, you're going to let me talk. I need to say something. And they're all like, no, you don't. You already said everything.
Yeah, this crazy lady, she tells them that they've never had unconditional love and appreciated it. I was like, oh, yeah, that's not a lie. And then she vows that she will be back.
Oh yeah, she says you're not gonna get rid of her that easy.
Yeah. And you know what's kind of weird, I guess, I don't know, I guess Brooke's radar must be down, or, I don't know, she wasn't having one of her feelings about this one. That's kind of weird, huh, guys?
Yeah. And you know what made me kind of like, oh, even though she's getting arrested, you really should still be careful about what you say to Sheila, right? I mean, what if she gets like bailed out or something?
I mean, it is California.
Because when she was leaving, they're like, I think it was Steffi said, you're going to be completely erased. People are not going to love you and they're not going to remember you. Goodbye. And they were like, oh, and Hayes will never, ever, ever know about you or whatever, know about you or forgive you or whatever. And I was like, wow.
No, she said he'll never know of her and he'll never ask about her. He'll never think of her. Like, yeah. But yeah, so the cops take off, and of course everyone's like, whew, weird. Oh, okay. And then you can see that Rich has ants in his pants. So
yeah, he does.
Taylor just go tell her.
Yeah, and even Steffi was like, yeah, you need to go tell her. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, so Ridge races over there, driveway to driveway. And like I said, she was having no premonition. The song was not playing. She was actually sadly walking up her stairs, going to bed, all alone in her big house.
And then he walks in all dramatic, and she turns, and I was like, oh, here we go. Then I was disappointed, but we'll continue.
And that is how Monday ends.
Well, he does tell her, though. He tells her everything.
Well, they open Tuesday the same as Monday ended, so we'll just go.
You know how it is.
Okay.
They just blend right into each other. So he starts telling her, and then we go to Tuesday.
Tuesday, May 17th.
The show opens at Brooke's, and she's, like, shocked because Ridge is telling her everything that happened, and she's just, like, really shocked because she says, oh, but I'm the lucky one because Sheila didn't do anything to me. And then when he tells her, oh, wait, yes, she did. Then she's just shook.
She's like, this whole time, this whole thing was all Sheila? So
surprised. I felt bad for her. Now, over at Steffi, Taylor and Steffi are talking. And Taylor's saying how Sheila's too dangerous for society and she don't need to be around the family. And they're talking, and it made me nervous because I'm like, oh gosh, she's going to get out of jail, isn't she? I'm getting nervous. Why are they talking like this?
At this point, I'm like, okay, this is normal talk. When they're still talking like this by like Thursday is when I started to get nervous. Like, because we all know, you guys, we all know the jinx. And the jinx is if they talk about something too much and they're too confident that this is going to happen, then the opposite happens.
Yeah, then you know it's not going to happen. And, they bring up Lee.
Yeah.
And they're talking how they need to track her down.
Yeah, like what does that mean, track her down?
Because I don't think she's answering any of their texts or calls or anything.
Really? I didn't get that part.
It's later in the week.
Oh.
So now we head to the cabin, and I'm sorry, but I was cracking up the whole conversation because Bill is so rude. He's like, okay, Bill and Wyatt
and Liam.
Cabin. Yeah, they just walk into the cabin, right? And Liam's like, oh, hey, whatever, chit chat. But Bill is so rude. He's like, looking around at the cabin, and he's like,
do I not pay you enough?
Yeah, he's so rude. He's like, really? And he's just looking around all rude, and Wyatt goes, Dad, it's their home. It's nice and cozy. And Liam's like, okay, all right, I take offense to this. Like, okay, that's enough of that.
Yeah, he was like, the song was playing, the boys are back in town, the boys are back in town.
Right.
Yeah, no, he was just making jokes because he was just like, you got a bunch of kids, like, don't you think you don't want to be living in your mother-in-law's yard? Just an idea. Hello.
I know, it's so rude, but we've all been thinking it.
I mean, yeah, come on.
And then Bill goes on a complete rant because Liam's like, oh, yeah, Ridge is still in Malibu, still staying in Malibu. And Bill goes off. He's like, the dressmaker, he's got the biggest ego. And he's like, how does he not realize how lucky he is? And he's just going on. And I'm like,
oh yeah,
Bill, it's so
a little transgression. So she slipped up a little bit. What's the big deal? You also, okay, so when Bill was recapping, like, what Brooke did, like, so she had a little New Year's kiss. Meh. He conveniently leaves out the part where she kept it from Ridge, where Ridge was trying to be a super supportive boyfriend and go to her meetings with her and all this crap. The whole time she was not mentioning that she had kissed Deacon. She hid that from him. That part was not the alcohol. That was just her.
Yeah. A lot of the points, I don't disagree, but a lot of the points he made were true. And I was like, ugh.
Yeah. And then he always is like, oh, and Ridge just instantly runs to Taylor. Excuse me, Bill? Don't you instantly either run to Brooke or Katie?
Yes. Even Wyatt was like, because he said, let's see, Bill said,
oh, because they were saying,
he thinks he's God or something. Is that what he said?
I don't know.
What did he say? I'm trying to find it because I wrote it down somewhere. But he says something like, Ridge, what does he think? He can play God or he's God or something. And then Wyatt's like, oh, like you? And then Bill was like, excuse me? It was so funny. I can't find where I wrote it down though. Maybe it's on the next day. But Bill says that Ridge didn't show any sympathy for his alcoholic wife. Instead, he just ran right to Taylor like he always does. And Bill cannot understand why Brooke wants to be with him. Like, he just can't understand it.
Yeah. The dressmaker.
He thinks she's never going to be happy with the dressmaker.
Yeah.
Then we go back to the Cliff House, and Steffi and Taylor are talking. And I do feel bad for Steffi because they're talking about how she really hates that she even remembered. Because now she has to, like, relive it. And she remembers now, and she sees him dying. And it's just, she wished she could not see it. I do feel bad for her. I really do.
Yeah, it's like you want the results, but you don't want the memory.
Yeah. But then I got mad because the conversation turns to talking about Ridge and Brooke and Taylor.
Yeah, like Taylor was trying to be supportive. Like you could tell she was like trying, but you could also tell she was also visibly nervous and in her head because she knows. She knows what this could mean.
Yeah, we all know. Okay?
Because even
all know.
We all know, because even at this point, they flash back over to Brooke and Ridge, and they're still talking. And now Brooke's had just about enough of talking about Steffi and Finn, and she's like, okay, so what about us? What has this got to do with us, though? You
Yeah.
gonna move home now, or what?
Yeah, she's like, okay, so.
So your bags are in the car. Should I have the valet bring them up? Like, what are we doing here?
Right. And this is when I was livid. Okay.
This is when I was like, wow, it took her that long to ask.
That's funny. It goes into the next day too, because the way it just made me sad, because she had like all this hope and she was so excited, and she's like, is this why you're here? Are you coming home? And you could see how like she's so excited, and Ridge. I think that's all for that day.
Okay.
Okay, so that is how Tuesday ends.
Bye, Tuesday. Wednesday, May 18th.
The show opens at Brooke's again, and Brooke tells Ridge that she knew something was up and she wished he would have listened. And he says, oh, I feel bad that I didn't listen. And she's like, are you finally coming home?
Yeah. And he's like, well, I don't know. Actually, you know what? I'm just like, I can't, like, I don't know.
Yeah, he was like, I wish I just would have came home that night. Whatever, dude. And then he's like stumbling on his words. What are you doing, dude? Like, I just wanted to say, answer the question.
Well, okay, it is.
Know.
It's naive to say like you really thought you could just drive over there, tell Brooke that any of this was not her fault and that she wasn't going to instantly think you were coming home is nicely put, naive.
Right.
Because of course, like, you know how she is. If you look at her for too long, she's going to be like, are you moving home now? You stared at me. You stared at me for like 45 seconds right now. You're moving home, right? So it's like, you needed to come over there locked and loaded, exactly what you were going to say and do. And if you're still unsure, maybe you shouldn't have gone over there. You could have texted her.
Right. Yeah. And then while this is going on, at Steffi's, Taylor and Steffi are still talking. And it's basically Steffi telling Taylor, oh, don't worry. This shouldn't change anything. Don't worry about it. Your feelings are real.
Yeah, I know. Steffi's telling Taylor not to give up. She's being like a supportive daughter.
Yeah.
But yeah, girl, she knows. She worried. She been on this ride. Worried. She's like, girl, you know how many times I've been through this?
And then, right? Then we go to the cabin, and Liam gets a text from Hope, and he's like, oh, Hope's coming back now. Like, she's on her way home. And by the way, I forgot to mention, Hope is on a girls' night out. And when she came in, okay, I'm going to get to it because I was like, wow. Anyway, so Liam gets the text, and Bill's like, do we need to leave?
Yeah, which was kind of weird because the last time they saw each other, she was happy to see Bill. So why was he like, should we leave?
I know. And then Liam's like, no, why would you leave? And he's like, well, we don't always see eye to eye. And Liam's like, okay, whatever. Y'all are being weird, basically.
And yeah, he's like, what are you talking about?
Then Bill's like, Brooke is never going to find happiness with Ridge. And Liam's like, okay, Dad.
Right.
Here, I gotta tell you just one thing. And he's like, what? Brooke is madly in love with Ridge. That's the problem. He's like, that's it. And he's like, don't remind me, or something like that.
Right. And then Hope walks in looking all fabulous.
Right? Hope walked in and I was like, whoa. I mean, she looks so hot.
They've been trying out doing like eyeliner around her eyes, and like, I don't know how I feel about it. I like it, it gives her kind of an edge, but then at the same time, I'm like, it's Hope, so I kind of don't like it.
I liked it. I thought she looked really hot.
I don't know how I feel about it.
You better watch out.
I don't know how I feel about the top bottom of the liner. I'm not, I mean, top liner, that's one thing, but bottom, that's a statement.
It is. I agree. It is.
And she was wearing all black. It was a statement. I thought
she was so pretty, though.
She rolls in and she's like, hey, everybody.
Like, hey, what's up?
Wasn't expecting a full house. Kind of tipsy from hanging out with the girls. Was going to jump my man's bones. But everyone's here, apparently. Great.
Right?
Poor
they
Hope.
Had a sitter or something.
Poor Hope. Every time she's trying to get some booty, like, she is just getting cut off by she's getting booty blocked by everybody all the time.
She is.
But yeah, she's like, what you guys... No, they were like, what are you guys talking about? And he's like, your mom. And she's like, ha, 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 great. Looking at Liam, death eyes, like, what the hell? But yeah, no, they start talking about the whole situation, whatever. And at one point, Hope agrees with Bill that Ridge, like, stringing her along is not cool, basically, I think it was. And Liam was like, or not Liam, Wyatt was like, oh, don't agree with him. His ego's big enough already. But, of course, Bill takes it too far, and then Hope and Liam have to pull him back, and they're just, like, simultaneously cheesy. They're like, their destiny. And, like, everyone starts laughing. Ha, ha, ha. It's so funny.
Yeah, I actually cracked up because of Bill's friggin' reaction. His, like, expressions. He just kills me. Because she's like, okay, whether you like it or not, Ridge and my mom are destiny. And then Bill's face, he goes, oh, God, I'm going to puke. And yeah. I just lost it. I was like, okay, that's funny. I'm sorry. I don't care. Even Hope laughed.
Yeah, it was good. I like
that whole scene.
Yeah. But meanwhile, Ridge is talking to Brooke, and he basically tells her, look, like, no matter what I do, I'm going to hurt someone I love. Like, either I'm going to hurt you and be with her, or I'm going to hurt her and be with you. And honestly, it's not just the drinky stuff, also the Deacon element. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm going to no, that's what happened.
I know, but I went nuclear. Guys, no lie, I'm in my kitchen screaming, and Joe goes, oh my God, what did Ridge do? Yeah. He just knows I was in there just screaming. He's like, what did Ridge do? It's either Ridge or Liam. He knows it's either Ridge or Liam. So this made me so angry. Okay, he's throwing in her face that she turned to Deacon and she had one drunk kiss with Deacon, okay? He's looking at her straight in the face, okay? When the whole time, for 3 months, January, February, March, April, May, 4 months, he's been staying at Steffi's, making out with Taylor, sober.
Yeah, but Brooke's aware of that. It's not behind her back.
Oh, no.
It's not while they're still... They're technically still married, but he knows they're not together.
He specifically told her, don't worry, it's not like that. Nothing's going on. I'm staying in the guest house. He specifically told her that none of that kind of thing was going on for her not to worry. That is infuriating to me.
Okay, then I understand why you're mad, because I don't remember that part. I thought it was just, like, known because he kissed her the first night. Like, I feel like he's been avoiding talking about how close they are, but I didn't think that he specifically is denying anything. I missed all that.
Yeah, you don't remember whenever, because she was mad. Like, she was like, really?
I thought it's, like, known.
Can't fix it if you're staying over there with Taylor. And that's when he was like, no, it's not like that. I'm in the guest house. I promise. And I'm like, oh, my God.
Well, I mean, they are not in the same room. I don't know. I feel like him and Brooke aren't together right now. Like, if Brooke made out with someone right now, her and Ridge aren't together right now. So it's whatever. And wasn't Brooke the last one to mess up anyways? Didn't she just kiss Bill and get forgiven? So this is 2 boo-boos in a row. She skipped the sequence. It was Ridge's turn to be bad.
Oh my God, I can't handle this. I can't handle it because
I don't know. I mean,
he's
okay,
just such a hypocrite. He's such a hypocrite.
I don't know. My thing is, I'm not even mad, really. Like, that she kissed Deacon because she was drunk. Yes, that she should be forgiven for that. But she didn't tell him right away. She did try to hide it. That's the part he should be mad at. That after yes, it happened because she was drunk. And that would be a different situation now to where find out that Sheila was the reason she was drunk. Oh my gosh, if she would have came clean right away, then yeah, that's one thing. But she didn't. She tried to hide it.
You're right. She did. I'm not saying she didn't mess up, but I just can't take his hypocriteness because
hypocrisy, love.
I can't handle it. I can't because, oh my God, before they got married, okay, on the wedding trip, literally, okay, they're about to get married.
Mm-hmm.
He kissed Quinn multiple times. It's like, dude, you are such a hypocrite.
Well, that's a sign right there. Look, they shouldn't be together. Look at all these instances where they almost didn't get together. Maybe it would have been better.
I think it's worse when they're not together because then they hurt all these other people because they want to be together. It's not good. None of it's good.
Yeah. I don't know. In my mind, when he left that night, they weren't together anymore. Yeah, they're married, but they're not together. Like,
but dude, do you know what Ridge would do if they're air quotes not together and she made out with somebody right now? He would friggin' blow up her house. Like
he'd be like, I made the right decision. He'd be like, look, I made the right decision. You've moved on. Like, obviously, you're okay with it. You want to move on. Cool, bye.
I get mad at Brooke too because she can't. She's like she loves that man. Like she can't see. Like she'll just forgive him like that. Even if she finds out that they hooked up, she would still just forgive him like that. It's like, Brooke, oh my God, wake up.
Yeah, but you know what I was thinking when Ridge was like, I'm gonna go to Eric's. I shouldn't stay in either house. Blah blah blah. I don't want. I'm gonna hurt one of you. La la la. I was like, oh wait. Remember how Quinn was saying, like, Eric's been falling asleep in the guest house, but then we found out it's because he's actually having an affair, and I'm not 100% sure he's not having the affair in a guest house. Like, I don't know if they're going to Donna's. I don't know. Doesn't Donna live with Katie? I don't even know. Anyway, I'm not 100. They're banging it out in a hotel. Like, they might be doing it in the guest house. I was like, oh, what if Ridge walks in on Eric and Donna getting freaky? And then he feels guilty, and then the feelings between him and Quinn reignite, and then he leaves Taylor and Brooke and tries to run off with Quinn again.
I'm not gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. You are a genius because that thought did cross my mind. For a split second, I got nervous because I was like, oh no. Now she's putting him in the house with Quinn. That ain't a good idea.
Yeah, like what if Ridge walks in on Eric and Donna being freaky, so then he's like feels bad because he sees Quinn struggling, trying to be a good wife, and Eric being like, shh, boy, don't say nothing. Yeah, okay, I have a meeting, pickleball, and leaves, and then Ridge is there and he feels guilty and he's all upset because he doesn't know what to do about Brooke and Taylor, and Quinn's there like, I'm just trying to be a good wife, and then blah, 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 make out.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't put it past Ridge. Like, Ridge and Brooke are exactly the same. Mm-hmm. Like, they both have the same, I think that's why they're attracted to each other. They both have they need their ego stroke. They need to, they feed off of people's attention.
Yep.
Okay, at Brooke, Ridge is saying all of this crap about, oh, I'm gonna hurt one of you and all this. Well, you know what? You made that situation, sir. Nobody told you to get close to Taylor. And anyway, them two end up kissing. I'm like, this dude is confused.
I mean, I get where he's coming from. It was so much easier when it was just like she got drunk and did something dumb and I just don't want to be around. But now it's like, oh, it's not just that.
Right. And Brooke says that he's her destiny and that she's not going to give up because she loves him and she only wants him, and they kiss. Yep, now he's kissing both of them.
Herpes.
Back at the cabin, everyone's trying to kind of convince Hope that maybe she should talk to her mom because maybe it's not the best idea for her to be with Ridge.
Yeah.
And Hope's like, I can't give up on my mom and Ridge yet. And they're like, okay. They didn't like push her. They were just like, you know, you can tell everybody disagrees.
Yeah.
And that's how Wednesday ends.
Thursday, May 19th. We open at the cabin, and Liam is emotional.
Yes. So the kids are asleep, and Hope opens a bottle of wine, and she's hugging all over Liam.
Once again, trying to get some booty. She's like, I got some wine here. I'm still looking fancy.
Yeah.
You want to get freaky? She hugs. No, she hugs Liam, and Liam's like, sad puppy dog. She's like, what's wrong? What's going on, babe? What's happening here? And he's like, just everything, Steffi, and she's not gonna have a husband anymore. And then boom, Brooke busts into the cabin. Hey guys, I've got news.
Yeah.
And Hope's just standing there, and she looks at Liam because she's like, oh wait, I'm trying to get freaky. He's being an emotional crybaby about his ex. My mom probably wants to talk about her ex. Well, screw me. What's going on?
Yeah. And she's like, sorry to interrupt, but like I got news.
And Hope's just like, let me put my wine glasses down. Sure, Mom. Could it be about Ridge?
Yeah. Yeah. She didn't look shocked. Meanwhile, at Steffi's house, Taylor's distracted and Steffi's reassuring her, oh, don't worry, he'll be here soon. And she's like, who? Stop. Just stop.
Yeah, Taylor's visibly nervous.
Mm-hmm. And then Ridge comes in, and he's like, it was really hard on Brooke because they were just talking about it, and Taylor was like, it must have been hard on Brooke, and he walks in and he's like, it was.
Yeah.
Then we go to the Forrester mansion, and Eric is tricked because Eric is like pacing, looking at his wedding ring, and he's like, I need to tell you something to Quinn.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, because he was daydreaming about sexy time with Donna.
Oh, he was.
And then Quinn comes down the stairs trying to be like flirty wife and stuff, and like, oh,
they want a back rub.
You want my famous back rub or maybe something else? Huh? And he was like, I have something to tell you.
Yeah,
and like,
serious.
Basically, I don't even want, like, we don't even need to get into it, guys. Basically, they were the filler scene. So it's just going to flash back to them all throughout the episode. And it's just Eric vaguely telling Quinn what's going on because he doesn't know detail, but he just knows.
Ridge just told him the basics.
The basics, like that it's Sheila's fault, but not what she did. That, more about the shooting and Steffi more than the Brooke stuff. But like basically they're going to go back and forth 3 or 4 more times.
Yeah.
And this is where it hit me because when Quinn said like, oh, I've had my run-in with her. She has a killer instinct, like whatever. When she was talking about her, all of a sudden that's when it hit me like they're talking about Sheila going to jail too much. They're too confident that she is going to go to jail. Something is going to happen. This is making me nervous.
Yeah, I know. It was making me nervous too. And you know what? We don't have to go back to Eric and Quinn because honestly, Eric and Quinn are talking about what happened. And at the same time, Brooke is telling Hope and Liam what happened.
Yeah, because apparently no one knows that Sheila got arrested. So yeah, Brooke is telling Liam and Hope that it was that it was Sheila. And you know what? Surprisingly, she did not start with her part of the story. I'll give her that 1 point. She didn't. But it eventually leads into that, and she tells them that Sheila also is the reason that she was drinking that night.
Yeah.
And Liam starts to trip out because he remembers Sheila at the hospital when he walked into Steffi's room and Sheila was messing with the IVs and saying, I'm a nurse, I'm part of the family. No.
Yeah.
So
he thought that was weird at the time, too.
Yeah, so it's all coming together.
And you know what? I'm sorry, but I know I had to laugh because when Eric said, can you believe that Sheila did this to Brooke to blow up her life and then just sat back with a big smile and watched her life crumble? And I was like, oh, you mean like Quinn did? I was cracking up. I was like, how does no one get this action? Like, you mean that's
Quinn
exactly
has
what Quinn
changed.
did? Oh,
Quinn
wow.
has changed, okay?
Okay. Okay. Sure she has. Sure she has.
Meanwhile, over at the Cliff House, Steffi puts Ridge on the hot seat and is basically like, all right, enough about how she was sad. What's going to happen here? Are you staying with Mom? You're not staying with Mom? What's going on? She loves you, sir. What's happening here?
Yeah, this made me so mad. I was so irritated, guys, watching this. I had enough. Because you're sitting there and supposedly you're so sad and grieving, yet you're worried about matchmaking your parents. You know what? I'd be like, Dad, love you to death. Don't really care about Brooke or how she feels or how you feel. Mom, love you to death, but you need to take your personal crap outside, okay? My husband just died. Like, I don't care what you people do.
And you need to take a refresher course, obviously, because you ain't that good of a doctor, because you didn't see this coming at all.
Yeah, she did make a comment about that. Sometime this week, she made a comment. I can't believe tomorrow. I didn't see this.
It's tomorrow.
Well,
but yeah, no.
I thought the same thing, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. You should have gave her a different profession. It might have worked for other storylines, but when she came back, maybe you should have been like, she decided to step away from, mental health. Anyways, yeah, she should be a baker or something. She should be a florist. Like, I don't know. Sorry. Yeah.
So then Ridge is like, okay, guys, look. Love you both to death, but I'm going to move in with Eric because it's not right for me to stay here either. I'm confused and I need space and I need time. And Steffi immediately starts with, no, we want you here. And then Taylor says, you know what? Let him go. He needs to do this. And then she starts her campaign. She's like, I just want you to know, loved being with you. Loved it. You're my best friend. I love you. I'll always love you, no matter what. And then they hug.
Yeah, she tries to do, she's doing that thing where she's blinking, holding back the tears. And she's like, this is hard for me to say, but I'm just going to say it. And she talks with her hands too much. I'm like, girl. And why does she have, I don't know, does she, what's on her hand? She has, a wrap on her hand right now. And she's talks with her hands a lot. And I'm like, getting dizzy. But anyway, she was just trying to emphasize she would, if she says round, she'll do a circle with her hand. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, she was telling him, blinking, holding back the tears.
Yeah.
You need to really think, and I love you. She's trying to be the no pressure girl because she knows Brooke is such the pressure girl. So right. She's playing the opposite.
Still gotta kind of pressure him.
Yeah.
She's trying to pressure him, but not make it look like she's pressuring him.
Yeah.
And then when they're hugging, it shows Brooke, and she's thinking, you know what? You see her, right? All serious. And she tells Hope and Liam, I'm confident that Ridge is going to be back in my arms in no time. And then it shows him hugging Taylor. And that's South Thursday. And
Friday, May 20th.
the show opens at Forrester Creations. And we are in the executive office with Ridge and Eric.
And okay, look, they try to be like, have like a funny haha dad moment, but I don't know. Bill and the boys do it better.
Yeah. And Eric's kind of just messing with Ridge. And
He tells him, he's like, so, because Ridge is like, thanks for letting me stay at the house, Dad. And he's like, yeah, you had quite a few bags for just a couple nights. It is just going to be a couple nights, right? And he was like, aw. And he was just like, no, it's your home, son. Like, whatever you need, blah.
Oh, it is. Ridge is his favorite. So I'm pretty sure Ridge is the one who's going to get the house.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's the one who keeps himself homeless.
Thorne will be lucky if he's even in the will.
Well, Thorne doesn't have a chance. He got shipped off to a whole nother damn country. Like, he's like, well, I better find somewhere to live. Not like Ridge. Ridge is like, I'll either stay with an ex-wife, a kid, my dad, whatever. I don't need to buy a home.
Right. And they're just chit-chatting about Sheila and how they're happy she's arrested and she's the problem. We all know.
Yeah, Eric was really he was emotional about Steffi, and that was sad. Yeah. I was like, "Aw, good grandpa." Oh.
And then we go to Brooke's house, and Hope looks so pretty again. I liked her in that she had on an olive colored outfit. It was cute. It was like a silky top with a silky belt and then olive pants. I like olive though. I like the color olive.
All right. I'm just going to say it right now because they're obviously trying to push it down our throats. The pants, the large flowy pants and silky shirt, but kind of on the edge of a suit, is, I guess, the spring vibe for B&B.
Yeah.
Because when Taylor pops in to see Ridge, she's also wearing silky toppy, large dress pantsy thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a vibe. And I'm sorry, I am a short girl with a small torso, and I cannot wear those types of pants, and I cannot be the look, okay? I'm going to be the look from 3 years ago, and I'm going to wear my flowy dresses. Gosh darn it, I'm short.
I know, me too. I have, almost no torso whatsoever.
I know I can't wear these pants. I'm like, they're so beautiful, but your leg is literally my whole body.
Right.
Well, whatever.
I know. I wish I could wear them, too.
Jealous.
So this is where we find out that Brooke has already spoken to Baker and she is going to see Sheila.
Yeah, she's all dressed in her little sailor suit with her cute little purse.
So cute.
with it's a black suit because she means business. Yep. And she tells Hope, I am going to go confront Sheila. And Hope's just like, you sure about that? And she's like, it's cool. I talked to Baker. I got it. Don't worry.
So Brooke leaves and Deacon comes in. And I'm like, wow, dude, you cannot keep coming to Brooke's house.
Well, no. Hope called him. Because when he comes in, he's like, you wanted to see me? And she's like, yeah, there's some stuff I got to tell you. No, Hope called him, but Brooke almost ran him over. She was like, no, I am going to go to the jail right now. And I was just thinking, because meanwhile, it flashes and Baker had taken Sheila out of her cell and she's handcuffed to the table. What am I doing here? I only want to talk to my attorney. And Baker's like, And at this point it was kind of weird. They were giving me weird vibes. I'm like, wait, is Baker on Sheila's side? Does he actually hate the Forresters? Is this where he's finally going to be done with the way they talk to him? But no, he's like, you have a visitor. And then I was thinking I wonder if Sheila's going to get to have as many visitors as Bill and Liam did.
Probably.
Because they had 5 visitors a day.
Right? So true. So Deacon comes in and Hope tells him everything. And I really felt sorry for him because he was legit shook. He was so shocked. Because he really thought that Sheila was his friend. Like, he really thought they were friends, and he really felt bad for her. He was stunned when she told him.
But he didn't actually vocalize any of that. Like, he didn't let Hope know how close him and Sheila actually were.
No, but he did say, "Oh, I feel so dumb. Like, I can't, like, ugh." I feel like such an idiot. Like, I can't believe I fell for it. You know, like, I fell for all of her fake sadness.
And that's the thing, because she said, like, because Hope even tells him about, like, the whole Brooke thing, how she switched the alcohol was part of the Brooke situation. And even then she was like, why Brooke? And he was like, well, I guess she told her that she threatened her. And he was like, oh, no one threatened Sheila.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
He was like, ooh, bad move on that part.
He's like, oops. Yeah.
Yeah, not a good idea to do that. Now, while all this is going on, we go to Forrester Creations.
And Taylor walks in to Ridge's office, and this is where she's wearing the pumps.
And side note, the way that she was dressed and the way that she looked, that is how Taylor, she's looked the most like Taylor that I've seen this whole time.
Oh, all right. I like that
Taylor
look better than some.
Very, like, polished, very, like, silk shirts, and how you would expect like a fancy doctor to dress. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like the old Taylor look better than the jeans and t-shirts that she's been wearing.
Yeah.
The casual, easy breezy Taylor. I don't like that.
True. So at the office, Taylor comes in, and at first I'm like, what are we doing? And then I realized, oh, they're going to talk to Thomas.
Yes.
So Thomas comes in, by the way, acting all innocent. And he's like, You wanted to see me? All bouncing in.
Hey, guys. Hi. Mm-hmm. He's like, have you heard from Steffi? I've been texting her and she's not replying to me. And they're like, yeah, we told her not to till we talk to you first. And he's like, uh-oh, what'd I do?
Yeah. And then they're like, sit down. And so he sits down. And they tell him Sheila's the one who shot them. And he's like, what? What? Why? And Ridge goes, oh, we think you know why. And he's like, huh? You see it in his face. His face is like, uh-oh.
And Taylor tells him, Steffi went to confront Sheila that night because she overheard you on the phone. And he's like, oh, no.
Yeah, his face just drops. And he's like, I'm so sorry. I know I shouldn't have kept it to myself. I wanted y'all together.
I wanted to give you guys a little more time together. And Ridge snaps and he goes, It wasn't your call to make.
Mm-hmm. He's like it or not, Brooke is my wife.
And Taylor acts like she just got stabbed when he's like, like it or not, she's my wife. And then right when he says wife, Taylor like curls up. She's like, ah, like she got stabbed.
So Thomas is like, well, how was I supposed to know Steffi overheard me? And then he starts like feeling
that part
like,
made me mad. That part made me mad because Steffi was giving him signals that she knew something. Because remember, she had all on the in between. She like heard him, then she followed him, then she confronted Thomas, then she went and told Finn. Then like she did go to Thomas and tell him like, you're being weird. Who are you talking to on the phone? Like, what's going on? Tell me if something's going on. And he was like, just blew her off. I was like, don't worry about it. And like, so there were signals that Steffi knew something was going on. So when all of this happened, for Thomas to not put it together also is like, what?
Yeah, I agree. And oh my God, I got so mad. I'm not going to lie, because first they're yelling at him. Right. But then when he says, oh crap, like, this is my fault. Like, they wouldn't have been in the alley if it wasn't for me. Like, if I would have said something, they wouldn't have been there. Then everything changes. And they're like, no. We're not saying it's your fault. It's Sheila's fault. Don't talk like that. And I'm like, I knew it. I told y'all. He's gonna get a little slap on the wrist, and that's it. He's gonna get away with it.
I think Steffi should be mad at him.
Mm-hmm. So should Brooke. So should Hope.
So should everybody, but it's Thomas, and he has problems.
It did make me sad because Ridge was like, dude. Okay, he didn't say dude, but this is how he said, like, Brooke was so upset and she was suffering and I could have helped her and you didn't even give me the chance. It wasn't your call to make. And I was like, ding, 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 ding.
Uh-huh.
All right, so now we're going to go to the jail.
Go into jail.
Because Sheila...
Go to jail. Do not collect $200. Don't pass go to jail.
Yes. And Sheila was cracking me up. Brooke and Sheila was making me laugh, really. Because Sheila doesn't know who the visitor is. So when Brooke walks in, her eyes are like, oh, God. Her facial expression is like, really?
Yeah,
and
she's like, what do you want?
Baker's like, don't worry. The guard is right outside.
Yeah. So Brooke starts to go off a bit, and Sheila's not really saying anything. She's giving her squinty eyes. And Brooke's like, are you not going to say anything? And she's like, I have the right to remain silent.
Yes, she did. I was cracking up.
But I don't know. Sheila kind of tags Brooke a little because Brooke's going off. Of course, she's talking about, Steffi and like, how could you kill your own son?
She always blames everyone else.
No. And then Sheila tries to blame Brooke a little bit.
She
and
always
then
does that.
Brooke says
you did it. And she's like, it's your fault, Steffi. It's your fault, Brooke. I'm like, oh my God. Not really. It's your fault.
Yeah. But Brooke then brings up the Ridge and the alcohol part. And then Sheila's like, oh, you think I should apologize to you? And she's like, ah, ha, ha. And she literally tells her, I will never, ever apologize for what I did to you. Ooh.
Yeah. It was, yeah. She was like, oh, you want me to feel bad for hurting you? It's not going to happen.
She straight up tells Brooke she's pathetic.
Mm-hmm. She's like, and then Brooke says, look where you are. Like, I'm the one who's pathetic. Like, look where you are. Like, you killed your own son. So they're fighting at the jail, okay? And Deacon, at Brooke's house, Deacon is having, like, a conniption fit because he can't believe that Ridge won't come back to Brooke. He was like, wait a minute. What now? And Hope's like, well, he needs time to figure things out. And Deacon's like, oh, you mean Taylor? Yeah, she's a great woman, but she's no Brooke Logan. And he's like, what is wrong with him? Does he know how lucky he is to have Brooke? And I'm like, no, he don't. Like, he really don't. So back at the jail, Sheila is getting so worked up. She lunges at Brooke, and she's like, you never learn, do you, Brooke? You should never come here and threaten me. And Brooke starts laughing. And I'm like, don't laugh. Don't laugh. Because she's going to get out. Oh, no. So then she was like, look, okay, you don't threaten me. All right. And so then now the guard is coming, right? And Brooke's like, haha, look where you're at. You're never, ever going to mess with me again. You're never going to threaten me again. And then Sheila does these eyes. And she goes, oh, I will be back. And I was like, oh, crap.
Yeah, and she does this maniacal laugh. As she's being
as
taken
she's
away.
going out, she's doing an evil laugh. And I'm like, oh, God, Brooke's going to die. Rest in peace, Brooke.
For real.
And that's how Friday ends.
Oh, wee.
Super exciting, guys. Super exciting.
Yes. Oh, scene of the week. Ugh. Well, we gave it to the boys last time for being funny at El Giardino, so we can't give it to the boys. I mean, Baker and the cops popping out of the door. Ooh.
That was so good. And the jail scene. The jail scene was really good, too. Because Sheila was so, if she could get across that table to Brooke. Woo.
I know. I don't know. I kind of feel like we got to give it to the cops for popping out, right? And because I was right.
Look, that's why Chelsea's picking that one.
Whatever. It's my birthday week. Let me have it.
All right. We're going to give it to the cops.
Woo! And once again, Baker, you looking fit and fabulous. Good job. I hope it's not a health thing, and it's a health thing, but not like that type of health thing. We'll find out. Anyways.
He put those hot dogs down, Chelsea. That's what, you know what? He gave up his hot dog addiction.
Or maybe he moved on to like turkey dogs instead of all beef.
Maybe. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. And I have to go to class now. I'm already going to be late. So we hope you have a great week.
Yep.
Until next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.